Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after Moderate Clown Troupe vs Leon Knights. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. Bring chaos to the world. It was his dream to raise up an uproar of agonized cries and transform the world to become more chaotic. He is a genuine lunatic. He might become interested in Yuki if he had the chance to talk with him. He had gained that goal because of a sorrowful event. Clayman, whom he had had a close relationship with, was murdered by Demon Lord Rimuru. Laplace, who hadn't had a goal, obtained the goal of his dead best friend. He acts in order to scatter fear and chaos, so to make the world a crazier place. Kigali didn't have any regrets about involving her subordinates of the Moderate Clown Troupe. She decided that she needed their power since this battle was the final and decisive one. If she had sent Laplace at the time when she was still Demon Lord Kazarium, the result may have been different. If she had requested Laplace's help, whose madness and ability were both authentic, she thought that she may have walked a different path by this time. Clayman could still be alive as her right-hand man, so Kigali thought. However, all of those are no more than afterthoughts. At that time, she was a conceited person and had completely underestimated Leon. Even if she regrets it now, she should reflect and keep living. However, the word reflect does not exist in Kigali's dictionary. Because Kigali didn't have any strong fellowship with the others, like Laplace, she didn't feel anything when the weak were eliminated. She only had a small thought that perhaps there was a path like that too. Since she involved her former colleagues in this war, she couldn't do things half-heartedly. Even though her power increased greatly, she was anxious as she had few pawns. Thus, she called her most trusted people and gave them power. She introduced them to Velda and had each of them were given a large quantity of souls. In the process they obtained Demon Lord seeds and awakened. Did Velda use some kind of technique? Since it gave them only the power they wished for, like magic. Currently, each of them had been strengthened to that of awakened Demon Lords. Leon's subordinates, the Knights, seemed to have had their power increased greatly, but of course they were still no match for Kigali and others. It was funny when she thought about it, as the Knights who showed their best resistance were pitiful in her sight. At the same time, joy filled the innermost depths of her heart. She unconsciously broke into a smile. Foolish people, they won't be able to defeat us anyway. Thinking so, Kigali advanced towards Leon whilst basked in a feeling of absolute superiority. Intense battles commenced, and the situation declined quickly. The Moderate Clown Troupe were too strong. If the Knights hadn't fused with the demons, they would have been defeated almost instantly. Leon's subordinates, the Knights, were not able to compete at all against the overwhelming strength of the Moderate Clown Troupe members who were of the awakened Demon Lord class. Rather, Leon might praise them for the fact that they had not been defeated at this point. The group Kigali brought was terrifying. The situation will only get worse if this continues. Leon analyzed the bad situation and ground his teeth. And, more importantly, Ufufu, Leon, you will end here. Your subordinates don't seem reliable either. And yet, you haven't become serious, even in this situation. I have realized your weakness. You are too soft. When I watched your fight against Yuki-sama, I thought of this. This guy, he's really a softie who can't get serious since he is always protecting his subordinates. You make me laugh. Unlike us, who don't feel anything even if we sacrifice 200,000 angels, you intend to protect 1 million citizens. Did you seriously think that you could win if the two of us fight? No way. You didn't think something immature like the desire to protect something will become power, right? I investigated about how you created this city by gathering the oppressed people and orphans that you picked up. Also, I analyzed your behavior so far. Although you stand out with your villain-like speech and behavior, aren't you actually a nice guy? Yes, I understand. I know that you want to deny it too. However, no matter how you deny it, the fact that you cannot fight all out won't change. After all, your power is too strong. You would destroy this country if you fight seriously. That's right, Kigali's words were true. Leon's ability, Ultimate Skill Purity Lord Metatron, is a wide-range type ability suitable for large-scale annihilation. If he went all out, this magical city-state would be destroyed from the inside. And Kigali, who anticipated that the angels would be blockaded on the outside of the barrier, infiltrated with just her group. Against Leon, who can't go all out, she prepared more than enough forces. And now, the situation splendidly became just as how Kigali wished for it to be. Kigali, who was happy, attacked Leon whilst laughing. Attacking as if to torment him, Kigali was having fun cutting off Leon's path of retreat. In order to clear her long-time grudge, Kigali, who had reached the moment of her revenge, felt the greatest delight. Kigali, who fused both the powers of an awakened demon lord and the power of a seraphim-class angel, became a genuine monster. Even so, it didn't affect her desire to see Leon cornered and play with him to the end. And thus, she succeeded. "Hey, how are you feeling now? I wonder what you feel at this point now that you've been cornered by the person whom you look down upon." The God-class one-handed sword that Kigali held cut into Leon's gold circle. Although he was barely able to deal with all of her attacks, Leon was gradually being overwhelmed by the difference in strength. Although he thrust out his flame pillar, Kigali warded off the attack perfectly. "Shut your trap. There's no need for me to get serious against someone like you," Leon answered without getting agitated. The odds were against him, which was exactly why it was not the time to panic. Leon is someone who had awakened as a hero. He was certain that with just his basic fighting power he was capable of defeating Kigali without relying on his ability. However, that was a story from long ago. At this point Kigali had become a spiritual life form, which means, although her appearance was an elf, her essence was something completely different. Kigali, Demon Lord Kazarium, was originally a long-range support-type devil who excelled at rear support. Manipulating his pawns, he would skillfully achieve his goal. Hence, she knew well that she wasn't strong enough to fight at the front herself. Besides, if it was with her original Demon Lord body, she could fight at an ordinary devil's level, but her physical elf body wasn't suitable for fighting. She realized that when she was defeated by Damrata. That was why she reconstructed her body. She completely dominated her body with ultimate skill Dominion Lord Melchizedek. The current Kigali has the physical ability to be able to fight against Leon equally, and supporting her is Dominion Lord Melchizedek, which provides her with high battle senses. Thus, Leon's attack didn't reach Kigali. Instead, Kigali grew each time they clashed as she absorbed Leon's fighting style. For Leon, he was in a very bad situation. Though Leon was speaking as if he still had composure to spare, but he immediately realized that the situation was indeed abnormal. On the other hand, just like what Kigali had said, the situation did not permit him to go all out. Impatience rose in Leon since he had underestimated his opponent too much. At that moment, one of Kigali's sword strikes finally grazed Leon's flank lightly. Leon received a small cut due to the tip of Kigali's sword entering a gap of his armor. Kigali, who saw that, smiled complacently as she laughed evilly. "Oof. Oh my. Leon, even for someone like you, are you finally unable to handle my sword? My movement will become even faster, you know? I wonder if you will be alright with that? If you cry and apologize to me whilst prostrating on the ground and swear your allegiance to me, I will spare your life, you know? Shut up, I don't need to lower my head to the likes of you." "Oh dear, I thought that you would say that." "Well then." So, she stopped talking for a moment, and deepened her evil smile. "And then, I'll make your beautiful face soggy with tears and covered with remorse. I'll strip you bare, cut off your limbs, turning you into a Daruma doll, and then I'll attach a collar on your neck and parade you around in front of the citizens whom you protected. Gyahaha. It will be fun to see the despair on their faces once they see your miserable and unsightly self. Even if they cry and beg for mercy, I won't spare them. I'll slaughter them one by one in front of you, and at the end, turn them into dog food." She declared those words and laughed loudly. "Ho ho ho. Wonderful. As expected from Captain. Yes, so fun. I also like it. Indeed, I didn't have that idea. I didn't even think of that. What a brutal act." Hearing Kigali's remark, all members of the moderate clown troupe praised her highly in excitement. Even Leon frowned when he imagined it. He thought that even a low life had a limit. Kigali smiled and grinned. "Oofufu. It's okay, Leon. Even if you destroy this country because you hate the idea of exposing your unsightly figure. If you get serious, I too am willing to be fair and square and fight with you seriously, you know?" She provoked Leon with a sneer which was like saying, "You won't be able to do it." Even if Leon chose to do it, it was not a problem for Kigali either. At that time, she would beat Leon from the front and show off her strength. Now, Kigali didn't sense any threat from Leon since she felt she had become strong. If she could break Leon's high pride, she didn't care what sort of means she needed to take. Leon saw that it wasn't a bluff from Kigali's expression. If that was the case, Kigali could actually be equal to him or perhaps even stronger than him. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And now's the time for the shoutout for new and old members of Diablo's Demons. Thank you. Akira Blackblood. Thank you. Carl Armachuelo. Thank you. E. Thank you. Envy. And if you guys have not watched my earlier videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And please check out my other channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.